Kia ora team, something a bit different today. As you can see, we're in the middle of nowhere. Just going to stop, have my lunch. But we're driving today to pick up a kayak. I've found a barn find, what I consider a barn find. So a barn find is normally considered something rare or good value for what you paid for it. Well, in New Zealand, this is a rare find. There's only 7 of these kayaks that come into the country, and I've managed to find one. So I'm looking forward to actually getting this kayak. It's an older kayak. Haven't seen it, just seen the pics, but hopefully it's in good condition, and we're going to kit it out and use it for on the west coast on some of my missions. So we'll go have lunch, have a look at the view from up here. Hopefully we can see something, and we'll head on down and find these people that we're getting the kayak off. Oh, there's Ruapehu there in the clouds. What really intrigues me about this kayak is fiberglass, which is not normally what you see me on. I'm always on plastic, and as you've seen in a lot of my vids, I'm quite rough at where I paddle. I like to take shortcuts, and I'm often hitting the bottom on the rocks, so not something I'll be able to do with this kayak. Glass is a little bit more fragile, so I'm going to have to be more careful where I launch and what I do with it, but yeah, I think it's going to open up some really good fun moments in the surf. It's made for speed, stability and strength. That's what they design them around, but it's known for its ability in the surf. So yeah, instead of my normal what I call defensive attack out west when I'm in a kayak, I've got to pick my waves to come in, and I'm always prepared to broach. I should be able to be a lot more aggressive on the waves in this kayak and have a lot more fun. So I'm really looking forward to that part of it. Right team, we're nearly there. Excitement levels are building, but also a few little nerves, because being sight unseen, I've either picked up a bloody good buy or I've purchased a lemon, so hopefully it's not the second. But yep, we're nearly there. We're just heading into this little township to find these people's place, and well, we're down this way. It'd be rude not to take it for a test after we've picked it up on the lake. Hey lads, scored an absolute ripper of a kayak. Paul Roundtree might recognise who used to own this one, but Pinnacle Elite. I have to say the seating position is really comfortable, but I feel I'm going to have to put a backrest on it. I've got one at home that will hopefully do it. You find a sitting back and seat a lot more than what I'm used to, so to feel this, it'd be really good for strengthening your lower back. It's just going to take me a bit of time to get used to that. Yeah, as I say, I've got to move those foot pedals about 50 millimetres. The fine tuning of the rudder pedals had to wait till I got home. It required an Allen key to get it dialed in properly. Then it was time to message my old mate, who I thought might have owned the kayak. Hey Jace, do you recognise this kayak? Still in pretty bloody good order. Lads, bringing this baby back to life. New surf straps on it. Made up a nice thick squab to give me that height that I needed. It was just too deep for me, and I've made a seat. So she's all set to go. Ultra stable. Yeah, I can reach those. Nice.
good. Just thinking all the things that I'm going to have to do. I need a forward facing rod holder, probably a little wee sounder, but the hard one is actually going to be reaching forward and clearing the nose on a big snapper. You're really going to have to rely on the rudder to turn the kayak, which it does have a really good rudder. So like this. If I'm going back the other way, it is, yeah, really manoeuvrable. So that actually might make the difference. We will see. Keep the whole deck decluttered, nice and easy to fish with. Yeah, it's going to be a weapon. Yeah, this is why I was quite keen to get one of these kayaks, lads. It's with the keel down there, so it holds its track. And you can see it's got chines along the side, similar to a reload. And you especially will notice that as you get up to the front. It's got a really sharp entry. It's a lift for the waves. And decent chines on it. Just taking the drill to the lid of this, and I'll put a big hole right through the lid. Stealth boys will be wondering what I'm doing, but it's going to have a rod holder in there like that for reverse paddling. Can still open the lid up easy enough. Something quite therapeutic about sneaking down to the man cave and bringing the old yak back to life. Pretty much there, just got to do the two end handles and she's mint. Oh, morning lads. It's hard to get up and motivated to go fishing when I'm hearing rain on the roof. Got to do it though. Go down and check what the swell's like. 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, I decided, looking at swell map, I decided to do it. So we've headed to the southern Taranaki. Have a feed, let's get into it. Time to check the battery bank, see how much the fridge has drawn off it overnight. It's down to 95%, so it's drawn 5% of the power bank overnight. It's epic. It's the big reason for coming down and doing this trip is as much as going for a fish, trying out the new kayak, it's actually checking the performance of the battery bank, seeing how much it charges up when I'm driving and how much we draw overnight, just to give me an idea of how long we can actually go away with this setup. Trying to avoid the dog shit. Some of these water guns. Lighten the load a bit.
plan was to troll some nice big lures today. Have a good paddle in the yak, but the first bust up of the day, have a look at this. Guys, we have the first bust up for the day. This rod that I want to take out does not fit in the rod holders. Bugger. So this is the first sea test for the kayak since I've owned it, so hopefully she doesn't leak. So far my impressions of paddling this kayak, very nice. It's an easy paddle, and at this stage what I've done to the seat is improve the comfort no end. There we go, first fish. Ooh, not a bad one. Not a bad one. I haven't got it. Oh, I dropped it. Okay. I haven't got a net with me either, guys. So, always a good way of coming through. Well, we know there's fish here. This part's also something that's quite, like for me to reach that rod holder, it's quite a stretch and get the rod back out. So not going to be doing that. Preferably I'd like it there, but then when I lift the lid to put the fish in, that's not going to work. So just the little things compared to what I'm used to. You know, the Vikings are well set up for fishing, and the South African kayaks I'd say is set up more for chasing pelagics, for getting out wide, towing lures and live baiting. Right guys, I found a sandy beach, so I'm going to have a little drift around here with the slow jig. We are on, guys. Wonder what that is. Drag set pretty light, so a bit deceptive. Definitely not a gooner though. I was pissing around trying to find the sunblock, and I realised I didn't bring it with me. Ooh. This is an old reel that I've salvaged 2 bits off, but it just slipped on the anti-reverse then, so I think its days are done. It's good using old reels up out west though. Foot stirrups for the steering, rudder. bit of weight to it. A little bit of weight. It is a pretty light rod. Dropped it. I'm having one of these days. Drop straight back down and see if it's got a mate. Jesus. There we go. Oh, back down. Might have pulled my hook straight. There we go. Not the same fish as before, but West Coast fish are sociable. They follow their mates, so could have had a good snapper on, and he's got his mates following it. Either way, epic. One thing with the kayak that's got the length out the front like this one, I can't actually follow the fish around the front of the kayak like I like to do, so makes it a bit harder fighting them. Yeah, it's a nice snap by the looks. Just a nice keeping snap. Woo. We'll slide this one up because we've got no net, and then drop straight back down. Those little hooks. And watch my chocolate bar that I was about to eat. Just put that there for a sec. Get this out of the way. Oh shit, we're on again. We've got to sort this one out. Carnage. Get this one into the bin. Dew on ice. And we'll see what we got here. Old slow jig and pink, eh? Forget how much fun these little light rods are. A little bit slabby. We'll let this one go. See what happened on that first fish now. I've lost the hook. One of the hooks is broken off. So back to Tangara, my friend. I'll have to change the skirt shortly, but one hook will work. Here's a tip for you guys. You might have noticed I don't have a fish finder, but when you're out west and you catch a fish, there's a strong chance it will have its mates there, so keep dropping straight down on the fish. Even if you haven't processed your first fish, drop another line down. So there's some good fish here amongst them. Here we go, we're on again. Feels a little different. Should I soft bait in here, guys? Just shows you when the kabura, the slow jig, goes off, Doesn't give you much time to do anything else. Epic little sesh. Oh, dropped it. That was the perfect eater. Easy eagle. I love these snappers that are off the sand. Perfect eating. Yeah, we've drifted in a lot. Well, I haven't eaten that chocolate bar yet. This hook's all bent out of shape. I'm not going to catch another one. Just dropped the slow jig down. Not sure what the depth was, but yeah, hooked up straight away. Definitely the way to fish today. Get this rod out of the way. Ah, kahawai. It's an icy. Put that in the smoker as well. If I'm going to smoke one, I might as well do two.
In addition to the other stuff you saw me do to the kayak, this insulated fish bag was another thing I smashed out on the sewing machine. Well guys, it's probably still quite early in the morning, but yeah, I think I'll go on early. I'm not going to do a full day. I'm really wrapped with what I've done with the kayak as far as improving the seat. So it's comfortable as, but I've got enough fish to take home. I want to make sure they're kept on ice. And the other thing is, I'd really like to take a pee, but I don't feel like peeing all over my legs there and having it sloshing around. So when I'm using this kayak, I'm going to have to bring a little bottle along to urinate in. So that's one of the differences between this kayak and a reload, or the Viking kayaks. Plastic kayaks in general have scuppers, so that the actual water just washes away. So you can take a leak, splash it away, and carry on. But on this one, I've got the blood from the fish all around my nuts, and it would be the same if I took a leak. So yeah, that's the one thing I've got to improve, just fine tuning the systems. But all in all, pretty happy. See how easy this is. A lot of the guys that fish off these type of kayaks always go on how it's a big plus storing the rods. Yeah, that's pretty easy, I must admit. But breaking your rods down and keeping the reel dry in a dry pouch, and laying your rods on the front on the Viking kayaks, not that hard either.
that still, yeah, that reel still, if you had a big spinning reel, it's still going to be a bit tricky. Alright, we'll lock it all down hard, paddle in and try not to fall out.
Who did that? Well, for the afternoon, guys, I headed to another spot to check it out.
This is what they call a 7 on swell map at Ahawi.
Conditions weren't what the forecast was saying, so I put my feet up and had a little snooze. Van life. Then it was time to head off and explore the forgotten highway. Compulsory stop at the Whangamomona Hotel for a ginger beer. Then back on the road to find a campsite, cook up a feed and assess the performance of the battery bank.
You might have noticed that over the last few vids that I've had the van in, we've been gradually kitting it out. We took a nice simple approach to it. We took the KISS approach, keep it simple, stupid, and we cut out a lot of processes as far as wiring out the van, and we went straight for the battery bank. The battery bank looks like it's going to do the job for what we want, and I just have to assess as to whether I need to add solar to it in the future. But at this stage, I don't think we do. So there you go, guys. That's the barn find vid. Awesome kayak, and I got it for around 20% what a new Stealth would cost me. Well, if you made it this far, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, and we'll catch all your legends in the next vid. Cheers guys, thanks for watching.